On this edition of Motorhead Garage, we've got a killer UTV in the shop, and we're gonna snork it. We'll show you a trailer for hauling your toys that you've got to see to believe. That and much more. Motorhead Garage is about to drop.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Motorhead Garage. Well, folks, we have Rob Ahern here with Stage 8 locking fasteners.
You know, Dave, this is a 1966 Corvette. It's really one of a kind. It's got original knockoff wheels, and it came without a motor, so they had to put this motor in right after they bought the car new.
Now, it's got some Stage 8 stuff on it here.
It does. I see there's some intake manifold bolts on there.
Yeah.
So.
One of the big problems you have are the header bolts coming loose, and when they come loose, gaskets start leaking, you burn them out, it starts making noise. It's not fun.
And you're replacing gaskets. And, you know, I'd rather do other things on my weekends than replace header gaskets.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is take the old bolts out, replace them with Stage 8 locking bolts. And Rob, show them exactly what we have here, because these things are fantastic. They're the world's greatest locking bolt.
These are our locking header bolts. We've been making these for 28 years now. We've just sold our 18 millionth bolt.
Wow.
So this is our locking header bolt. We put a groove around the top of the bolt here, Dave. When the bolt goes in and you clamp it, the locking retainer goes right here over the head of the bolt, right up against the tube of the header, which prevents it from rotating. The E-clip goes into that groove and keeps it tight.
Fits right just like so.
That's it.
And there you go. You push that on and you're in business.
Now you'll notice here we've got what we call a double hex head in the top of this bolt.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make your life a lot easier. You can use a 3/16 ball Allen to spin in those hard to reach ones, and then of course just torque it from the outside.
There you go. And for you guys who've been doing this in the past, working around the headers, the dipstick, all the other things that you find on these Chevrolets, you know exactly what that's going to do to help you. So anyway, well, let me go ahead, get this started here, and then we can start putting these things in.
All right, sounds good.
There we go.
There you go. That's a duplex nickel finish on a grade 8 bolt.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, with stainless steel, sometimes you can get some hydrogen embrittlement. It's not as strong as a Stage 8 bolt or a grade 8 bolt. A grade 8 bolt is much stronger and it won't stretch through the thermal cycling like a stainless will sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, these go in a lot nicer. Now, what about aluminum heads? You know, you got aluminum heads and steel headers or cast iron headers.
Typically, the only difference with an aluminum head is you use a 1-inch bolt instead of a 3/4 inch bolt. Aluminum heads tend to be, you know, milled out a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now what you want to do is, that's your bolt, you're turning it to the right, lock it. You want to make sure this doesn't back off. So you put your locking tab like so, and this will index around an infinite number of ways, won't it?
Yes, and if you turn it over, you actually get 12 more positions. So there's a total of 24 positions, just like a box end wrench.
Now we got her on.
Now I'll admit it may take you a little bit longer to put the locking hardware on and the E-clips, but once you do it, they will not rotate. Now 5 degrees of counter rotation will cost you 50% of the clamp value. And when you start losing clamp values, when you start blowing your gaskets.
Yeah. All right, give me the E-clip.
There you go. Like a screwdriver to push that on. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, good job.
Now we're on.
And they're meant to fit a little bit loose like that, okay? Because as the engine heats and cools, that gives it a little bit of give. But what it will not allow is that bolt to counter rotate.
All right. You want to make sure your headers are on, and they got, this is something you want to use, and they've got bolts for really all parts of your engine and your body as well, right?
All kinds of things. Not only do we outfit any bolt on an automobile, but we do the space shuttle, we do military equipment, we do locomotive engines and locomotive track work, all kinds of things. So if you have a bolt or a nut and it keeps coming loose and it's a critical joint, give us a call. We can keep it there, guaranteed.
Stage 8, okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started on these, and I'll save the bottom ones for you, bud.
Yeah, thanks.
In the meantime, we're going to take a short break. Stay with us.
All right.
Okay, let me get this other bolt out.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. Original Parts Group, the world's largest source for GMA body parts and accessories. Flowmaster, the exhaust technology company. And by Flexolite, still making it in the USA.
Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Well, folks, we got something really unique here on this set. We got a UTV that guys like to take off the road, into the swamps, through the mud bogs. Before you do it, you got to do a little prep work on it in order to make these things live.
This thing's designed to go in the water. When you go in the water, that's a lot of fun, but you're taking water into your crankcase, taking water into your differential. If you take water in the intake, it gets on top of a piston, your hydraulic lock bender rod. You got to do some prep work. You got to put a good kit on it.
Exactly, and besides that, when you take it under, you got electronics to deal with. So Sam's been putting some dielectric grease around the spark plug boots, this type of thing, in order to insulate them from the water. Now, the key on this, of course, is getting air into the engine without getting water into it.
Right.
That is the key. And so what we're going to do is put on a snorkel kit, or it's called a snorket. And we got the guys from Triangle ATV here who's going to show us exactly how to do it. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Folks, I want you to meet Chris Gilbert here. He's with Triangle ATV, and he's one of the owners of the company, but he's also one of the experts on this, too. Chris, show us what you're going to do now. You got the air box.
That's correct. One of our primary concerns when we snorkel these bikes is to take care of the air box, because this provides air to the engine. We do have a few modifications we want to make to it. We're going to be adding an additional adapter to the air box to go from a 3-inch factory intake to a 4-inch, so we'll give it a little more air for better performance. We're going to be making a connection for the crankcase vent, the fuel box, and we're also going to be adding a drain to this.
Okay, so let's get started on it. Okay, you can see what Chris has done here. He's got the air box all modified, got the inlets mounted on here. He's got his crankcase vent mounted here, his fuel vent mounted here, and of course his drain plug down in the bottom of it. This is all ready to go. We'll go ahead and get this mounted. In the meantime, let's check out Sam.
I'm just about done here with dielectric compound. Now, there are a lot of connections on these machines. Got to slide underneath to get some of them, but I've got this pretty much done here. What do you say, Al? What do we got next here?
Sure, we've got the 2-inch air box snorkels that we're going to be attaching. It looks like Chris and Dave has already installed the air box, so the next step is just to attach these two onto the air box, and you're going to attach that with these hose clamps.
You've done this before, huh?
Absolutely.
This is our Triangle ATV. You're going to show us where these go. Now, these things aren't plastic, are they?
No, they're actually steel helix flex core, and this is a double layer rubber. This actually will take up to around 375 to 400 degrees temperature. So they're good to go, lifetime warranty, ready to roll.
So going on to that adapter we put on there, let's go ahead and put them in.
All right, bud.
I got you set up in the on position here for your clamp.
All right. We'll do this one first.
All right. All right, now, once these things here are in, where does this go?
This is actually what the next step's going to be, is we're going to remove some of these plastics, and we're going to start attaching our risers. So this is going to come from the bottom right to the risers.
Cool. All right, buddy, I got that all trimmed out. Next step is, once you take off the plastic bodywork, we're going to put this riser plate in here, this base plate, but this has to be trimmed out with a hole saw. There's really not much to it. Now, these things are all metal cut, aren't they?
Yeah, they're actually steel water scythe cut, and it actually fits the machine exactly.
And they come all nice and painted in there. What Triangle ATV does, they wrap it in wax paper, so the paper's not all stuck to it. Even your packaging is great stuff.
Absolutely.
This goes in here, 4 screws. Once we put this in, we put the riser in, and then we can attach our tubes up to the riser, and we go from there.
That's right.
All right, folks, what we've done now, we've got our risers in here. Now we got a set of 45s. These are going to go on here. Once they're on, we've got another one to do. We're not gluing these. We're using black RTV. The reason for that is it's strong, it seals it, holds it up, but you can take it apart for service.
That's right.
And we got another one of these cut plates. It's going to go here. Let's get some silicone on this.
Sure.
Put this one here in. This plate around here. Yeah, that's looking good.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and apply the 90s. Again, we're using the silicone.
All right.
Hold that down. All right, all we need to do is grab our 10 millimeter, tighten those up, and we'll be strutted.
Awesome. All set here, buddy.
Fit in there pretty good. Well, what we've just installed here, this is a little bellows that goes in here. What we're doing is we got a breather coming off the differential.
Right.
Well, what happens, that is hanging down. You get water in there, you're in trouble. So what they have is a little bellows like this. It allows enough trapped air in there to allow that differential to breathe, but you don't get any water in there.
Right. Differential's got to breathe so the fluid won't push out.
Thanks for having us out. And look, if anybody's actually after any of these aftermarket parts, you can go to Performance ATV, High Lifter, Wicked Off-Road, Party in My Cooler, and of course, Triangle ATV.
Great product here, and when you install your Snorket, they got a DVD that goes right along with it, so it's easy for you to follow.
All right,
well, we got a lot more stuff coming here on Motorhead Garage. Stick around.
Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Yeah, this tells you everything you need to know about this thing.
Hey, get someone to read it to you?
Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Well, folks, when you got a classic car like this little 68 Camaro here, they're a lot of fun to have, and a lot of guys, you know, update them and upgrade them so they're nice to drive. But one thing they really suffered in today is the sound system.
Oh, yeah. The thing came with a little AM push-button radio, usually one speaker, maybe two. Horrible sound. You can go to the department store and get all the radios you want, but you ruin the classic look of the car. You want to maintain that dash.
Well, Custom Auto Sound figured out how to do that.
Right.
And this is what we're going to install right here. You know, they maintain the look of the old radio, but this thing is nothing like the old radio at all.
Right. This is the USA 630. It's an AM/FM stereo. It's got all kinds of features. But before you jump into that too hard, you know, you had the old kick panel that we took out. This is the factory kick panel, and of course this is the passenger side, and you had the vent, okay? Well, you know, you can make a hole here and put a speaker in it, but they got you covered at Custom Auto Sound. They have new kick panels with the speakers in them. Now these speakers are 140 watts, they're a real nice speaker. You still have the vent, a little cleaner looking thing, and it's got a knob that will lock it into place. Got the trim that goes up the A-pillar. I'm gonna go ahead and install these.
That saves some cutting up your kick panel there. A little bit more about these radios here. If you notice, still got the old style dial on here, but when you turn it on, it's all digital behind it, so you can tune it in. But this will hook into your MP3 players, CD players, whatever you want. It's got all kind of accessories to it. You can really make this car sound great. But let's go ahead and get this installed.
All right, this pops right in. Line up your trim on your A-pillar here. We'll put the dash trim back in. You can see our vent works good here. Of course, you got a vent up here in the dash too. All we have to do now to finalize this, I got all the wires run. I got wires coming under the carpet, going to the rear speakers. Make sure your carpet's tucked in here. You're retained by some screws, nice little stainless steel screws with these finishing washers. I'm not going to bolt it into place until Davey's got the radio in. Make sure everything works, then we can put the screws in it.
All right, well, Sam's got the kick panel in, but look at this rat's nest he left me right here. Anyway, this is not untypical of what you see when you're trying to install one of these things. The trick is once you get it in, then you dress all the wires, and it's great. Right here, this is pretty simple. All these little wires in this particular unit now have all come together, and they'll plug in right here into the back of the radio. Let me go ahead and get that plugged in. This right here, this is your antenna, so that goes in like so. This is for the iPod. This is a USB connector right here. So you want to make sure you can get to those. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll slide this in right here. I'm going to slide it back. Now, this can be a little bit of a wrestling match, but if you take your time, you can get it in. There we go. All right, now, once you get it at this point, put your panel on this. There we go. I've got these washers. I'll put those on the control arms here. There's one on there. There's a little washer like this. What we're going to do is that's basically going to give it some support back there. There we go. All right, now, these are set up so you can adjust these to a certain amount. All right, right, so let me get this one started here. Now, what you have to do a lot of times is adjust these arms. We got nuts on the back of them here so that you can adjust this in and out so you can get a nice fit. So we've got this one in pretty good shape. Oh, look at this. Nice. Put these on. Let's see how this goes. Hey, we got some noise here. Okay. Turn it on. There's our volume. And here we can all right. And we're in business. There you go. Nice installation. The work looks pretty good. Takes a little bit, but man, we'll get all these wires dressed up in here. It's going to look great. We got a lot more coming here on Motorhead Garage, so stick around. On this week's industry update, we're featuring the pliers rack. Sam, I don't know about you, but I know in my toolbox I got a drawer with pliers. They're all over the place, and I'm always sorting through them to find what I want.
Absolutely. Besides being slid all over the back of the toolbox drawer, you know, when you're done with the job, you can't look and see if there's one missing because you got a pile of pliers. You lose more tools under the hood of a car. So here's the pliers rack. It's really a neat thing. It's all coated, and you put it in your toolbox drawer, and it'll fit, by the way, and the drawer is shallow as 2.5 inches.
Exactly, and most of them are 2.5 to 3 inches, and you can see how nicely it fits, but it organizes all your tools here. Now, it's got wide units here for coated pliers like this with their handles are coated, and then it's got narrow ones down here where you can put the smaller pliers.
The neat part is you open and close your toolbox drawer. When you open the drawer, the tools haven't all slid to the back. The pliers are right there.
If you want more information about the pliers rack, all you have to do is go to their website.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM bit radios since 1977. Low Car, quality plain and simple. Cowles Custom, proudly manufactured in the United States. RCV Performance Products, join the RCV revolution. And by Bruce High Performance Transport, leading the industry since 1981.
Okay, bud, roll her in here.
Nothing to it, huh, buddy?
Easy as pie. Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Well, folks, you're not going to believe what Sam and I are rolling in here. Take a look at this. Can you guess what it is? Probably not.
This is a trailer. It's set up to haul 2 motorcycles, 2 big cruisers, but it folds up like this, rolls around on its casters. You can put it in a corner of your garage, takes up no room.
This is a drop tail trailer right here, folks, and it's easy to operate. We're going to show you exactly how it works. You ready, buddy?
Yeah, let's shock the wheels.
Okay.
This is real simple. It's all together like this. Once you chock the wheels, got some big handles on the side here. You ready?
Okay, go.
Pull it over. Sets down like that.
Can't hardly beat that.
You got a couple of pins to pull here to lock this mechanism down.
Got your spare tire all set up right there.
Right, and we got some casters that will fold out of the way here, and they lock in position.
So it makes it easy, but I like this. Got the spare tire right under there.
Yep.
All right, ready?
Got a beautiful steel tube chassis. Sets down here. You pull a couple of pins, and of course on this tailgate you got your tag bracket and tag light, LED lights. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. You got to undo yours.
I'm sorry, I didn't pull my pin out all the way. There we go.
There you go.
Now you drop this down. But that's, you have to be going about 60 to get up on this thing. Let's show them how it works.
All right, this is easy. Put it up. And then just...
It's got built-in hydraulics. Look at that.
There you go.
So easy to load. You drive your cycle up here. When you get up, when your front tire goes over, bang, locks your bike. You can step off, start doing your tie down.
And the nice thing about these are removable too, so if you want to take these off and use this trailer for something else, you can do that. So it makes it a pretty handy trailer and very versatile as well.
But they're very adjustable too, depending on the size of your tire.
And this is additional here. This is optional, but I highly recommend you get it. This nice rock guard here.
Right, comes with a short stone guard. The option is the tall stone guard, so that's really pretty neat.
Hey, and another option right here is this handy toolbox. As you can see, fits right up here at the V of the trailer. Makes it real good. And plus, it's got buku tie downs all over. Got it right here, over here. So virtually whatever type of bike you've got,
you got places to tie down everywhere. So once you get your bike up, got the initial tie down, then you pump it up, bring your tailgate up. Got a little hydraulic built into it. Get it up nice and level. It's got a lock. It locks into place when you hear it click. There you go.
There it
now
goes.
You open your valve so it sits on the lock, and then you got your tailgate you bring up, and it has 3 adjustable positions depending on your bike. You put your pins in it.
Got it where you want it there, dude?
Yeah.
All right. We're set.
There you go. Now you got a nice steel trailer with aluminum diamond plate skin. Like I say, got your tag light, your LED lights, got reflectors all over it. You got big lights on the tops of the fenders. You're ready to tow 2 big cruisers down the road. When you get home, you do the reverse to procedure, stand it up and wheel it in the garage.
In the garage, and you got room. I'll tell you what, if you got bikes, this is the way to go. What do you think, Sam?
I'll tell you what,
could use that at your place?
I definitely could. If we had 2 nice motorcycles to load, you and I could go driving.
You better believe it. Anyway, well, we don't, but this is a great trailer to have. Anyway, folks, we hope you enjoyed this. We've run out of time. We'll see you again next time here at Motorhead Garage.
So long.
All right, you ready to fold this thing back up and put it away?
I'm ready, buddy, if you are.
Okay.